welcome to yoga. So we're going to continue with our busy season yoga for stress relief. Last time we did pranayama. Today we're going to focus on focusing. Mindful movement, moving slowly with the breath and doing one thing at a time. So off the mat, I find that if I move slowly, if I focus on one thing and am mindful with that thing, I make fewer mistakes. So if I'm trying to do a whole bunch of things at once, mistakes happen. So anyway, so in our practice today, we're going to see how we can initiate our relaxation response, find a level of calm as we move through our poses. And you may start seated or supine, so find your place for centering. And just as you close your eyes and begin your journey inward, seek to answer the question, where are you today? On the level of your body, your physical self, your emotional self, your mind, your mental chatter. Just where are you right now, right here at the beginning of practice? Establish your baseline, no judgment, just accept what you see and work with it. So take a minute or so to scan your internal atmosphere, your physical sensations, noticing tension, no tension, areas that feel good, as well as areas are, you might feel a warmth or tingling or areas that feel tight. You don't have to label them, just notice how different places feel in your body. And also notice your emotions and the state of your mind, if thoughts are rushing around or if you're pretty laid back. Also notice your breath, just your natural breath as it moves in and out through your nose. Notice the qualities of your breath. Is it deep or shallow, fast or slow, even, uneven? If there are pauses. As your breath regulates itself during the day to give your body what it needs. But now we're going to do a pranayama, which we've done before, Nadi Shodhan, alternate nostril breathing, which is a balancing breath. So in yoga, there is the concept of energy channels, and there's two that wind around the central channel the spine as it comes up from the base of your spine, and one exits through the left nostril, that's the Ida, and one exits through the right nostril, that's the Pingala, and they have different qualities. So the channel on the left is lunar, cooling, more introspective, internal, and the one on the right is the Pingala, is more the sun qualities of the sun, warm, heat, and external. So here's what you do. You take your pointer and middle finger, and you can bend them or just have the fingertips on the third eye, the space between your eyebrows, as a kind of kickstand. And then you're going to use your thumb to lightly close off the right nostril, right where the bony part meets the soft fleshy part, just gentle pressure. And you're going to use your other two fingers, the pinky and the index finger, to do the same thing on the left. We're going to alternate closing off the right and left in a pattern. And your breath is going to be slow and deep and even. And we're going to start, I'll guide you through a couple rounds and then let you go on your own. We're going to start by breathing, taking your thumb and breathing and placing it, closing off your right nostril just gently. And then inhale through your left side, close off the left side, exhale out the right side. Inhale up the right, close it off, exhale down the left. Inhale left, close it, exhale right, inhale right, close it, excuse me. So just continue like that. Switching sides on the exhale, closing off one side, opening the other. So just continue on your own. We'll do it for about another minute or so. So part of our practice today is also going to be, excuse me, balancing activity and rest, which is also a good way to conduct your life, especially in this busy time off the mat. You can get so caught up, you're go, 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 and it's nice to give yourself some little timeouts, some little rest periods. And this breath is balancing the energetic, the Pingala, the right energy channel, and the more quiet, cool left side. Okay, the next time you come to an exhale, just take your hand down, let go of the Nadi Shodhan Pranayama, and come back to a natural, slow, deep, even breath that you can maintain during practice. And I'll be referring to the breath a lot in the slow, deep, even, because we're going to be really focusing on moving with the breath, letting the breathing initiate our moving. We're going to move slowly and mindfully. Take a moment to create an intention for your practice. Maybe based on what you saw in your body scan and where you were right at the beginning. And then we'll begin practice on all fours. So come on up to your hands and knees. Stack your shoulders over your wrist, your hips over your knees. Spread your fingers. Press down into your foundation, your hands, your feet, your knees. In a neutral position, tabletop, just take a deep breath. Lengthen out through the crown of your head, out through your tailbone. And as you exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your back, come into cat pose, chin towards your chest, very gently, moving very slowly. Inhale into cow, your chest and belly come down, tailbone goes up, chin up a little. Exhale back to cat. So focus today is staying with your movement, with your sensation, with your breath. Very slowly. It becomes kind of a meditation. You're not trying to achieve anything. You're just warming up your body slowly and gently. Not forcing. Letting one movement flow into the next. Couple more rounds. I hope you're noticing all the sensations as you move through cat and cow. Now you might want to walk your hands forward a little bit. And we're going to start by making circles with our hips around our knees. So take your hips out to the right and then back toward your heels, not all the way, and then out to the left and forward over your wrists. So starting slow and gradually getting bigger, and I suggest you match your breath to some half of the circle. So I like to have an inhale when I go from 6 o'clock up to 12, and an exhale from 12 back to 6. You do it any way you like, but do keep breathing slow and even and moving with your breath. If you want to bring a little more upper body into it, you can bend your elbows so you're stretching the side, bringing even a little rotation into it. Find what feels really good for you. Circles can get bigger, and then slow it down. Come back to center. If your wrists start feeling this, you can be on your fists. And let's go the other way. So now, if you, whatever way you went last time, go the opposite direction. Starting with small circles, letting your elbows bend to bring a little more rotation and stretch in. If you practice Ujjayi breath, making this the quiet sound in your own head, that can help you to focus on the breath a little more. Okay, then the next time your hips come back, let them continue right back over your heels into child's pose. Your version of child pose can be legs together, wide leg, knees out to the side, resting your head on your hands, blanket between your thighs and lower legs, anything that allows you to just release as completely as possible into child's pose. So activity, rest. But continue to stay in your body even in the resting. So it's a little harder to breathe with the front of your chest compressed against your legs. So notice the opening of the back body. Breathe into your back heart. inhale, come back up to all fours. And we're going to put together Earth Salutation. One pose at a time and moving with our breath slowly. So start on all fours. On an inhale, come into cow. On an exhale, pull your belly in, round your back, come back into child's pose. Inhale, back to table. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up into downward facing dog. And just hold in down dog for a couple more breaths. Lift your tailbone up toward the ceiling, chest falls toward your thighs, shake your head yes, no. You can pedal your feet if your body's calling for some movement. Inhale, back to tabletop and cow pose. Exhale, child. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. If it feels good, you can take a couple extra breaths in down dog. Otherwise, continue with one breath, one pose. So that would make it a 2 breath. Then let's see, cow, child. Yeah, 2 breath vinyasa. But you're basically moving cow, child's pose, tabletop, downward dog. Really slowly. So stay with the breath. If you want to slow it down even more, you can take 2 breaths in each pose. So 2 breaths in cow, 2 in child, etc. So just get with the flow here. Long, slow, deep breaths. Just flowing, vinyasa. And the next time you come back to center, your choice of taking a rest in either child's pose or downward facing dog. So we're just gonna rest here before we move into a different foundation. If your mind starts to wander, just come back to your breath. Follow the breath in the body. And then on your next inhale, come up to all fours, tabletop. Exhale here, then inhale, hips up and back into downward facing dog. Look up between your hands, bend your knees, and walk your feet up to your hands. Coming into Uttanasan, standing forward bend, legs bent a little or a lot. Let your upper body hang any arms you want. You can hold your opposite elbows, hold behind your legs, or just let your hands fall to the floor. Make sure your neck is loose. Bring your belly in and up. Lengthens out your low back. It's an inversion, bringing some nice, fresh, oxygenated blood to your head. Now bring your hands to your shins and come to half Uttanasan, Ardha Uttanasan. Lengthen out through the crown of your head, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Then inhale, bend your knees a little bit, push into your feet, strong, flat back, come all the way up, palms touch, and down to your heart center. So, mountain pose. Lift and spread your toes. Balance on the four corners of your feet. Make sure your feet are parallel. It can be big toes touching, maybe the heels a little bit apart or slightly apart. As you press down into the four corners of your feet, notice your kneecaps rise, get a little activity in your quadriceps. Take a slight tilt, lift your pelvic bones up a little bit. Lengthen your side waist. And then shoulders up, back, down, nice open chest, shoulder blades coming together on the back. Externally rotate your arms, spread your fingers, lengthen down, shoulders down from the ears, and lengthen up through the crown of your head. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable and safe, and let go of any extra effort. So hold the posture, the alignment, but don't over effort. That blocks the flow of energy. See if you can even feel energy moving through your body. It might feel like a little tingling sensation, or maybe you don't feel it, but just know that you're not grasping or gripping. Everything is lined up, so for the free flow of prana. And then come back to your breath. Check in with your face, jaw, neck. Make sure that's relaxed. Just let the breath fill you and leave you, knowing that as you fill your lungs, you're getting a lot of beautiful oxygen, what your body needs to create energy. And then that beautiful exhale, release, relax, let go of tension, let go of what you do not need. Now open your eyes if they were closed, or do some sun breaths. So keep your fingers spread, and on an inhale, bring your palms up to touch overhead. Exhale, turn the palms down, and arms come back around to heart space. Now we're still moving slowly, so inhale. And as the exhale comes, your hands come down. So sun breath, as we talked about in Nadi Shodan, the right energy channel is the energizing one, the heat, and sun breath taps into that energy. And the next time you come back to palms at your heart space, we're going to switch to moon breaths, which is the lunar cooling energy. See if you can tell the difference. So as you inhale, keeping palms together, right up the midline, overhead, you can gaze up at your hands, and then exhale, comes right back down to the heart center. Again, follow with your gaze if that feels good. And the next time you come back to your heart center, we're going to do a combination, kind of like the alternate nostril breathing, of inhaling to the sun breath and exhaling moon. See what that feels like. So inhale, palms up, meet overhead. Exhale, keep your palms together, come right down the midline. Let's do a few more just like that. Eyes closed if that works for you. Slow, slow, slow. Nice deep breaths, nice slow movements. Next time you come to your heart space, pause. And we're going to get a little more energy going. Do some half sun salutations, moving slowly. So it's a two breath vinyasa. We're not gonna do chair. We're gonna do a half lift in between. So I'll lead you through it a couple times. So inhale, arms go up. Exhale, swan dive. Bend your knees as you come into a forward fold. The inhale is flat back, Ardha Uttanasan, hands on shins if that's good. Exhale, fold. Sorry, it's 3 breaths. Inhale all the way up. And then moon breath, all hands to heart center. Okay, so 3 breath vinyasa. We'll do it again together and then you can go on your own. Inhale up, sun breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sun breath up, and moon breath down. So do a couple more of those. Slow, slow, slow. Time to your own breath, mindful, just flowing. It really is a moving meditation, flowing from pose to pose without a pause, just smooth. One more. When you complete the one more, we'll meet in mountain pose. And use mountain pose as a rest. Just feeling the results of the half sun salutation. Feeling the energy. Maybe your heart's beating a little faster. Just notice every sensation in your body. And now if you have, we're going to do some sun salutations. So we've done earth salutation, half sun. Now we're going to move into sun salutation. The only asana, the pose that we're going to do here that we haven't done is a lunge. So you might want to have blocks. I need blocks. Yoga's not supposed to be about the teacher, but I am going to share with you that my right hip is pretty painful, so can be. So I'm going to use the blocks. That helps me modify so that I can do it. Some of my movements might not be so smooth, so do as I say, not as I do, but that's okay. I'll walk you through this. We're going to go slow. We're going to take 2 breaths in each pose. So one in the first inhale, we'll be getting into the pose. Then we exhale to kind of relax in, and then we take another full inhale and exhale. So it's going to be slow sun salutations. So come to the front third of your mat. Have your blocks handy. Oh, and also a blanket. So the lunge, you can have a knee down lunge or a knee up lunge. I'm going to do the knee up because it's easier for me to transition, but you do what's right for you. So start with your in mountain, feet parallel. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale. Now another inhale, reaching up and rooting down. Exhale. Inhale, forward fold. Exhale and forward fold. Another inhale. Exhale. Now Ardha Uttanasan, half lift. Inhale. Exhale. On the inhale, lengthen out, long spine, 2 directions. Exhale. Now on the next inhale, bring your hands down, step your right leg back into lunge. Knee can be down. Now another inhale, exhale here. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, perhaps sink a little deeper. And then if your hands are on the blocks, put them on the mat. And inhale, bring your left foot back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Down dog, we're going to stay in for 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhale is the lengthen, the reach up. Exhale, the chest sinks a little more perhaps. And on your next inhale, bring your right foot forward. So lunge on the other side. Exhale, sink in, and then take another inhale. Exhale, sink down. Then inhale, rock back, bring your left foot forward to meet the right, and come back into a forward fold. Two breaths. The next time you come to an inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up, and hands down to Anjali Mudra. Now that's one half of the Sun Salutation. The next round we're going to start with the left foot back on the lunge first. We're going to still stay with 2 breaths in each one. Inhale up. Stop, back up, sorry. We're going to do 2 breaths, not on the Urdhva Hastasana. We're going to do 2 breaths on the lunge and the 3 breaths on the down dog. Oh, this is so confusing. Okay. Just follow me. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back. High or low lunge. lunge. Exhale into the asana, into the lunge. Now stay for one more breath. Inhale back to downward facing dog. Exhale into down dog. And then take 2 more breaths in downward facing dog. Then inhale, bring your left foot forward. Lunge on the other side. Exhale into the lunge. And take another breath in the lunge. Inhale, always lengthens the spine. Exhale, maybe soften into the pose a little more. And inhale, rock back. Bring your right foot up to meet the left. Forward fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Hands to Anjali Mudra. All right, let's try that once again. So we're going to do both sides. Just do it in time to your own breath, okay? I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna talk because you probably have the order. So your breath might be different than mine. So you start with Urdhva Hastasana, forward fold, half lift, and then right foot back lunge. Then left foot back to downward dog. Right foot forward, lunge. And then rock forward, forward bend. Same thing, but you start with the right leg back this time. No. Yes. Just keep going. We're eventually going to meet in mountain pose. So when you finish your version, I'm sorry, I was very not leading you well in that. It's really hard when I can't see what you're doing. So I hope you were successful in some sort of Sun Salutations. Sun Salutations work with all the muscles and joints and everything. So they're wonderful all over body vinyasa. So back in mountain pose. Just let's take a little break here, a little rest. Come back to your breath, settle in. Balance, activity, and rest. Come back to center. Now turn to face the long edge of your mat. And step your feet wide apart, so feet are parallel to start with. Hands on your hips. Now pivot on your heels so your toes turn out at a little angle. And keeping your spine tall, bend your knees. So horse pose, set your hips back. Try to keep your knees over your ankles. And then arms can come to cactus arms. So horse pose is strong legs, strong. So lift up onto your left toes and then your right toes and kind of go back and forth. If you can have a chair in front of you if this is a challenge. And then see about lifting up onto both toes. So this is balance here. And down. You can just keep going up and down. And then bring your hands back to your hips, straighten your legs, parallel your feet again. And you might want to block for this too. We're going to come into wide leg forward fold. So Prasarita Padottanasana. And so start by pressing down into your feet, lifting up through the crown of your head, and then hinge forward at your hips. So right in the hip crease here, keeping your back flat, not rounded. You can bring your hands to the block, to a half forward, wide leg forward fold. Once you've come down as far, you might want to move your leg, be able to move your feet out a little more, a little wider, get a little more forward folding. And then if you want, you can then let go and bring your head down and come all the way down. Wide leg forward bend. Keep pressing into your feet. You don't want to come on the outer edges of your feet. Press on the inner edge of your feet. You'll have a slight inward rotation of your thighs. Head hangs. You can bring your hands out to your feet. Have them on the mat, behind you. Clasp behind your back, lifting up. That opens your chest a little more. Any modification of wide leg forward bend. Notice where you feel this. Notice what's working. And what can be released. And now bring your hands, maybe walk your feet back in a little bit. And bring your hands to your hips. Press into your feet, lengthen out through the crown of your head, bring your belly in and come up with a strong flat back. And then walk your feet together. Turn to the short edge of your mat, come to the front edge of your mat. And we're going to come down onto our backs. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, step back into down dog. Next inhale, bring your knees to the mat, feet out to the side, come back onto your seat, and lower down. Have your belly really firm, and slowly, slowly lower down onto your back. Supine. We're going to do some finishing poses before Shavasana. So start with your feet flat on the mat, hip distance apart, knees bent, arms down by your side. Spread your fingers, press your hands into the mat, press your feet into the mat, pull your belly in, tuck your tail, and lift your hips up, bridge pose. We'll do moving bridge first. So exhale, come down one vertebra at a time, slowly, slowly, slowly. Your hips are the last to go down. Inhale, press up. Press into the big toe mound of your feet to keep your knees tracking ahead and not out to the side. Lift your chin, keep the back of your neck long, so as if your chest is rising toward your chin, not your chin toward your chest. So you can continue with the Ulola, the moving bridge. Or if you'd like to hold, that's an option. Also, option is to bring your arms up overhead as you rise up and down as you come back. So moving or holding, just enjoy bridge for a little bit. If you're holding and when you're rising up, you're going to use your glutes to help fire those glutes up to keep you up. And then if you're holding, lower down and bring both knees into your chest. Just rock, take any movement here. Rock out the back of your pelvis. Might do a happy baby. Any movement that feels good here, especially for your low back. And then bring both feet to the mat again, and we're going to do a supine twist. So so these are suggestions, you can do whichever one you want. You can do a windshield wipe type twist where both knees go over to one side and hold, and your feet can be together when you bring them over, or hip width apart. Not hip width apart, or hip width apart, or to the edge of your mat, outer edge of your mat. Or you can start in the middle, cross your right thigh over your left, and then let both legs move over to the right. So find your supine twist. You'll probably need to do it differently on both sides. So we're going to hold it for a minute or so. So find a support if you need to, something that you can hold and allow release. So you're supported and getting a good stretch, not too much of a stretch, and you can really relax into it. So come back to your breath. So the breath works as you inhale. You imagine sending the breath right to the place of stretch, sensation, never pain, sensation. And as you exhale, you find release. You just consciously think release. It can feel like a melting it's really quite wonderful to when you feel a little bit of a release. So it can be anywhere in your body. So a twist is a place to really stay mindful, stay in your body with sensation, work with the breath, and that's how you get the most out of a twist or any pose, really. You can imagine letting go not just of muscular tension on the exhale, but everything that you don't need. So the carbon dioxide goes out through the exhale. Let go of thinking. Just let go of stress on many levels. And now come out of the twist using an inhale. Come back to center and kind of get evened up in center again, and then move into a twist on your other side. Doesn't have to be the same. Just make it the best twist for this side today. And then come slowly out of that twist and move toward your Shavasana. So today I'm going to give a few pointers on Shavasana that I got from a book by Eric Schiffman called The Spirit and Practice of Moving into Stillness. So that's kind of what we're all about today is finding stillness, focus, moving slowly. And one thing that struck me when he was talking about setting up for Shavasana is he said to have the arms not right next to the body, but not too far out, so midway, to allow for an openness and expansion to happen, so you don't feel confined in your core, but not too wide apart where you might feel vulnerable and too open. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So you might want to try that today, just having a middle place for your arms, but palms face up, and let your legs just fall apart so the toes come out. It's not a mountain pose kind of configuration. And you're, symmetrical right and left. So you're kind of, I often say, feel your support and feel safe. And it's this having your palms open and your upper, your front of your body exposed. You're choosing to be undefended. So the child's pose, you're curled up in the fetal position. This is an open posture, a welcoming posture, because you are safe and supported, and so you're allowing yourself to be somewhat undefended, and you're Just relax. All you have to do in Shavasana is really nothing. It's just relax and feel what you feel. That's it. Feel what you feel. Let go of everything. Feel and pay attention. That's it. Don't attach. There'll be thoughts. They'll come and go. Let them float on by. Just be aware. Notice. But don't attach. And you'll notice that everything eventually does disperse and dissolve. Each moment is different. Now gently bring your awareness back to the space. Notice where you are. Start awakening your body with small movements. So maybe a little stretching, rolling, rocking your head back and forth. And draw your knees into your chest one at a time and come over onto your side. Just resting your head and your arms in a side child's pose. And just noticing where you are now at the end of practice. Your body, your emotions, your mind. Revisit your intention. And use your arms to bring you up to a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed. Sit with a tall, straight spine. Come back to your breath. Slow, deep inhale. Slow, deep exhale. And I invite you to bring your hands, palms together at your heart space. Bow lightly toward your fingertips. Bow to your efforts today, your willingness to take an hour or so out of your very busy day to rest, to give yourself not only movement for your body, but nourishment for your body, your mind, your spirit, your emotions, just for some wellness time for yourself. Very important in these days. I am so glad that you chose to come to yoga and let me share the practice with you. And the light that is in me bows to and honors the exact same light in each of you. Namaste. So this practice will be posted a few days before the Christmas, but it's the holiday season, however you celebrate. And I wish you a very joyous and wonderful holiday season, hopefully with family, loved ones, friends. And I'm going to be doing that, and so that I'm not going to I'm not going to record a practice next week for the 29th, so there will be no new practice on the 29th. One of the reasons is that this room where I'm recording is going to become the bedroom for my grandson, and I've got to get it ready. So my wish for you and my hope is that you are proactive. You know, yoga can be used to calm you down, get out of your anxiety. But if you're proactive about it and practice before you have the anxiety and the stress, then maybe you can avoid it altogether. Anyway, have a great holiday, and I will see you back on January 5th in the new year. Bye.